So I've been thinking about something. How many of you, there's too much Will in here, I can't handle this, but here we are. How many of you have watched a little bit of TV in the last year since we've, well, let's just say we've been at home a bit more? I just want to see what would happen if I did that. I started watching a show, Fargo. Many of you have probably seen that show. One of the main characters is Lester Nygaard, and he's a terrible person, that's clear. One of the things that I remember well about that show is in his basement, he had a poster up. And in that poster, there were fish that were swimming. And all the fish were swimming the same way, except for one. And the one that was swimming to the left, when the others swam right, it said, "What if you're not wrong?" So I want you to think about that. Sometimes if you have a different way of thinking, it's actually not wrong. And perhaps it works better for you than the, quote, conventional way of thinking. How many of you have ever questioned conventional wisdom and found that conventional wisdom actually doesn't make any sense? I mean, that happens on an almost daily basis for me. And as I think about it, like the more I embrace weird, and I am weird, the more interesting stuff starts to happen. Did I ever tell you that in 7th grade, 8th grade, and half of 9th grade, I wore an Ole Miss sweatshirt, t-shirt every single day? That's just weird. I had to quit in 9th grade because well, let's just say I got self-conscious about it. But the point is, that was consistency. That was weird every single day. The reason I have so many of these is because some of them I meant to ship to you, I accidentally shipped to me. So let me know if I owe you a t-shirt and I'll send you one. But I like having this collection, this wardrobe almost. It's good to have all these shirts. So remember, sometimes it's good to be the fish swimming the other way. And the idea that occurs to me now, and then I'm going to relate this to my 7-year-old son, the confidence divide. I've noticed that there's two ways we can be on the confidence divide, what side of it we're going to be on. One side is we assume that we're right in any situation. And the other side is we assume we're wrong in any situation. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're walking in a building and someone is coming out of the door while you're walking in. How many of you think, this dude needs to get out of my way, I belong here, I was here first? And how many of you think, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry I'm in your way, sir? I fall into the second category. I tend to always assume that I made some sort of mistake, and that's something I'm working on right now. Now, the point is, we need to understand these things about ourselves. The people that think they're always right aren't always right. The people that think they're always wrong aren't always wrong. So we need other people around us that think differently and have different perspectives to help us find one that actually makes sense for us. And, as I was thinking about it, I took the kids to the Santa Cruz Boardwalk on Saturday. We were playing the games where you throw baseballs at things and that kind of stuff, and they were winning stuffed animals. And on the way home, both of them said, I don't really like large crowds. And I said, what? I said, I don't either, actually. I think I brought it up. Don't like loud crowds. I don't like large crowds or loud noises. And both of them said, me neither. And Benny, the 7-year-old, he's like, yeah, it's just weird when there's a lot of little kids running around. And he goes, little kids are annoying, which I thought was funny for a little kid to say that little kids are annoying. And then my older son said, yeah, I get uncomfortable when there's a bunch of little kids younger than me. I feel like I shouldn't be there. And Benny said, yeah, me too. I get embarrassed around the little kids. And I said, Benny, do you sometimes feel like you don't belong? And he said, yeah. And I said, look, where you are is where you belong. The fact that you're there means you belong. So if you're there, it's okay for you to be there. You belong. So as I tie all these concepts together, if you're the fish swimming in the opposite direction, a lot of people are going to look at you like you don't belong. And the point is, you're there, you're swimming the right way for you at that point. So let's all choose to swim against the current when needed. Go against the grain, be you, crush things in your authentic way. And it's going to be a lot more fun that way. Let's embrace weird and let's go crush.